and gentlemen, Jools Holland! Yeah. Oh, this is something.
Oh, lovely to see you.
Yes, it's like Richard Hammond. It's so small and dinky. Have a seat.
Well, thank you very much. I shall.
Now, you have the size of Richard Hammond.
Yes.
But looking into your past life, old British motorbikes, you played a piano, you view foreign food with suspicion, you say that people shouldn't go abroad on their holiday, should spend it in the shed. Separated at birth, I think, from James May.
What a lovely fellow he is. What a talented and great mind that man has.
It's very hard, though, for me to reconcile these views with how I first remember seeing you on the Tube, which was, of course, complete anarchy.
Well, that was an early Happy Days. I think in many ways that was the first time that television was put into the hands of the lunatics. Now things have changed, but that was the first time it sort of happened, and we made it up as we went along, and it was live, and it was Friday, it was 5:30, the pubs were open.
And you had to do all your interviews in a minute.
Well, that was the other thing. Because it was the youth television, I suppose, the beginning of youth television, they thought everybody's attention span was like that long, so only have a minute to do anything. We had Miles Davis, one of the great sort of jazz legends of all time, come up. And he was, he'd been promoting his drawings. So he sat down, they said, you've got a minute to interview him. I said, but he's like one of the most biggest names in jazz ever. I said, surely, you know, and surely he's worth more than a minute. They said, oh, all right, you can have a minute and 20. I said, you've got to get it into this. So I sat and I said to him, well, Mr. Davis, he's just got his great sort of sunglasses sitting there. I said, would you connect your art to your music? And he said, would I connect my art to my music?
It's all a pain.
Yeah, that's a good question. And I'm thinking, please, so I don't want to interrupt. And he said, would I connect my art to the music? Good. And then the woman behind, they probably have them here. They probably do it now, actually. I'm saying this was a long story. They go like this, and then she's going, hi, and it's going down to no time at all, and it's like this. He said, yeah.
Now, 30 years ago, you were with Squeeze, which was part of the punk era. Do you miss the sort of gobbing? I mean, now, if this were 1978, they would just be spitting on us. It would just be a hailstorm of gauze.
But honestly, it was a compliment at the time.
It was.
And then, actually...
Feel free to gauze on us, though.
That was back then, back in the day. But then our manager, Miles Copeland, he said, well, what you've got to do to ingratiate yourselves with anybody who's doing that, he said, look, there's some tins of beer at the side of the stage. He said, well, hand the tins of beer out. So we did that, and then once they'd had the beer, they chucked empty tins back.
You even met Joey Ramone. Does anyone here know who Joey Ramone is? Yes, you see, that's one person, and that's enough, because this is the BBC.
Yeah.
We're not going for ratings, we're going for the one man over there. What was it like?
We were playing in this club called CBGB's, which was the sort of fantastic punk club, and after we finished, they said, Ramon said, oh, do you want to come down to this club? It's a very nice place called KZ's. So we went there, and I really have never been anywhere like it before or since. Literally every room there was an orgy or drug taking or some sort of absurd scenes. It was like a film of, it was like one of those strange films of Caligula or something. Never seen anything like it. Anyway, I was standing talking to one of the Ramones. I looked down and I was very surprised to see that there was one of the women folk of New York performing an act upon his person. And do you know, he rather lost interest in what I was saying.
Unfortunately, we must now stop. No, we mustn't, because I tell you something, OK? You've got this new album out, yeah?
Well, it's a lot of the best of the collaborations we've done. I've done lots of collaborations with people. It's the best ones.
Well, we've got a clip of it.
Oh,
just to show how many people this guy actually plays with. Sorry about the telly, but here we go.
Nice,
Play the tape.
Tell me, where have all the good guys gone? And you can take a horse to the borderline. You can't make it dream. Oh no, oh no.
Everybody. It's everybody.
My only regret is that you're not there playing the drums.
Trust me, there would have been people rapping their keyboards if I'd have been trying to keep time. Now, cars.
Motors, now you're talking.
The thing that fascinates me most about your cars is I heard that you choose a car on how it smells.
Oh, very important. For instance, I've got an Austin Westminster. bought entirely because of its smell. 1965, as used by the police. I don't know how they ever caught anybody in it, but that's beside the point. And you wind down the window just this much, and then Law and Order, 1965. It's beautiful.
That's what it smells like.
Exactly.
Law and Order.
Yeah.
So what other cars have you got?
An old Aston Martin, they're quite fun.
You got an E-Type?
An E-Type, I love it, yes. I always liked Jags. I thought Jags were so kind of wonderful to drive. The V12 Jag engine is to this day the smoothest engine that there has ever been. And I've done the threepenny bit test on all of them. You get the threepenny bit, you place it on top of the engine.
Mm-hmm. This is threepenny bits, not rhyming slang now. We're talking about...
That's right, it matters little. Whatever
that would be an amazing thing to do.
Whatever comes to hand.
Yeah, what a test.
And it will stand there, and you can rev it up, and it doesn't bat an eyelid.
And of course, you're a member of a great many classic car clubs, as I understand.
Let's see now. Well, the E-Type club, of course, the Jag there, marvellous. You know, Philip Porter, fantastic club. That the Rolls-Royce enthusiast, the Bentley Drivers Club, it's very good for spare parts, and you can get a Bentley Drivers Club dressing gown, which you can only...
Get a Porsche pipe.
Yeah, Porsche pipe, exactly. Only recognisable by another Bentley Drivers Club person if you're in dressing gowns together.
That's a real worry now, you just said that.
I must introduce you, must come out with us one evening on one of our knockings and natters and cheese niblet evenings we have.
Anyway, listen, your lap.
Oh.
Your first attempt, not that good. Who'd like to see his very first attempt to the lap, yes? Let's have a look at this, here we go. Coming up to the first corner, a lot of speed being carried in there, I would say. Yes.
I just thought...
I just like the way you just kept going, because actually I don't think the brake lights went on.
Well, I didn't see many...
I don't know if we can play that again. Oh, here we go. Look. No, look! This is fine.
Let's get out of it, exactly. Well, I'm very much built for comfort, not for speed.
But I have to say that any man who drives with that kind of enthusiasm and bravery possibly get a good lap out of them.
Well, I don't know. I was rather nervous.
Good. Shall we find out? Shall we have a look at the lap? Okay, here we go. Play the tape. It's a good aggressive start. I want to see the first corner. Did you learn your lesson? It's still pretty quick. Oh, no braking in there. That was quite You just said that before the water shed.
Quite forgotten that I was being mic'd up in there.
Yeah. Did you like the car?
Fantastic. What a car.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
There's a gear there somewhere.
Exactly.
We saw you looking. And into the hammerhead.
The hammerhead, yes.
That's very good. That's excellent. That's a properly good line through there.
Well.
And now coming up to the follow-through. Flat through there, were you flat out?
That was quite frightening, that part.
It is quite frightening. And that's why it's called the follow-through and through the tyres? Yes, it's looking good. That's the second to last corner. Most people get it wrong. You've held it on nicely. Coming up to the last corner, and there we are, across the line. Oh. Now, where do you think you came on the board of shame?
The board of shame where I've always dreamed of being.
Yeah, well look, here, this is the keyboard man.
I know, and I think I make my birthdays around the same time as him, so I put myself next in keyboard corner there.
Keyboard corner? No, you're way faster than that. I'm delighted to say you did it in 1:49.9.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a quick time. It is. There.
Oh. Surely not faster than Steve Coogan.
Faster than Steve Coogan? No, I mean, that's a very good time. Anyway, listen, it's been just great fun having you.
It's been lovely here. I've enjoyed the
squeeze and the tube and music and cars as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Jools Holland!
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That's great.